Hello everyone. Someone asked me how to create a custom neighborhood, and so I will try to show you how. And sorry for my English, but you know, I'm Italian and my English is terrible, but I try to do my best. So first of all, you can't use the biggest square in SimCity 4. First of all, we need SimCity 4. And if you wonder how to run it on Windows, because it's more comfortable and useful, you have to set it as -W and minus introff, which mean no intro at the start of the game, and also we need to use minus CustomResolution enabled, and then we set the resolution, which is -R, and then you set the resolution, which at the moment this is the maximum that you can use. There are some tricks to increase it even more, but it's complex and I don't mind. For me it's enough. Anyway, I will set in the video description all the parameters, also for custom camera for The Sims 2 to have a very large view, and with the camera without the restriction, because customizing the neighborhood, it's useful to have a camera like this, which can be rotated a lot, and also you can zoom a lot. Anyway, all the parameters, which are this one, I will set it on the video description, and also you can find it some mods in modthesims.com, the website. Anyway, back to SimCity 4. So we can start with a new terrain. So let's get in. And you can use this button to set the borders to be seamless with a near square on the map, which can be fine, because it will help us to set the shore, for example, which I want to show you, because it's important, you know. With page up and page down, you can rotate the map, which is useful. So now for the shore, first of all, it's important to try to keep the line, the border from the sea and the land straight as possible. Also, with the control you will restrict the range of your cursor, and with the shift you will increase it. The difference between SimCity 4 and The Sims 2 is very large. It changes a lot. For example, if you start placing some tree, this tree will be transformed in a bunch, and I mean very, very much trees, and it will be overlapped one over the other, and it will be very time consuming to remove it, so don't put it at all. This is my advice, and we will remove it, this one, later when the town will be placed. Back to the shore. So as I said, we have to try to keep it straight as possible, and also lower as possible, because as I said, the difference between the two games is very huge. So a little difference between the terrain here will mean very much in Sims 2. Okay, let's say this is fine. I want also to raise a bit the terrain here because I will show you later. So let's do something like this now. Okay, at this point we will create our town, and now we can start it. So we will draw our roads. Consider each square a lot. I mean a lot in the meaning of the terrain that we can place in the game in the Sims 2. So the better way to create this is to make a road also where we will place our buildings. Then we will remove it, but we use the road to flat the terrain, because in SimCity 4, when you make two roads very close, the game will flat the terrain, and also creating a lot of cross like this will flat the terrain even more. So this is very useful. And so basically what we are doing here is to create let's say the space that our town will be used. Okay, and we can go on and forward like this as much as we can, or we like. Okay, so like this, and then we can also raise a bit, but I will flatten a little bit the terrain because it's too wide. You have to try to imagine the square that the game draw when you draw the roads, and so this is about the right tip for the Sims 2. Indeed, this is very steep, and to fix it we can try to do something like this. Okay, so if we do this job again, we will flat again the terrain like this, and now we can also make a road like this. Now we can remove this one because here we will place our lot, and which will work fine, I hope. In game, it's not a scientific technique. Everything here is very theoretically, I guess. And by the way, oops, it should work. So here again we have rising, the terrain is rising here. So having a road here have no sense at all, unless you make another road to flat the terrain again, and this is a good practical to make all this cross, then you will remove it. But on this way you create the space for your houses, and I hope this makes sense. Okay, let's say we are fine. Just bear in mind that one square of 2 at maximum is maybe 2 is too much, And also it's a bit difficult to have a shore like this with the sand without having the grass. If you have the grass here, is because your terrain is too high, so you have to try a way with this tool or this tool, but this one tend to keep to make this tool tend to make pit, so most of the way you have to use this one, which level the terrain starting from where you click. So try to click on the sea and then moving up to the highest point of your terrain to rise it up smoothly, so you can have a shore. I made this road because I want later to place some buildings also here, so we can remove it now. And I guess we are fine. Consider it also that this point will be useless in your town. I'll show you this one now. So let's save it. Okay, now we go to our land in SimCity 4, which is your document, SimCity 4, regions, and the name of the country that you edited. This is the terrain that I have edited, so let's say copy. Then we go into documents, here games, the Sims game, in my case it's the Ultimate Collection. Then you have a folder called SC4 terrains. Here you will copy your terrain. Now when we go inside the Sims 2, and you can create a new neighborhood, so click on new, click on yes, and take your file and then click OK, name it, and at this point we can do our job. Come on, chameleon. Also you have to keep in mind, but I'll show you better later, that having too big neighborhood is a little bit risky, because if your neighborhood is too big, and so you will have many buildings, and many buildings means many family and many sims, and every sim have a memory. So but also the NPC, the one that works on the restaurants and all other community lots have a memory, and later in the game when you play a lot, this will create an issue, because SimCity 2 have these limits that the memories didn't get erased, at least for what I know, and this will sooner or later make your neighborhood unplayable because it will crash. So it's better to don't make a massive, gigantic neighborhood. Okay, so here we are, and when we create first of all the shore, as you can see, we can place it all around, and the empty one is still be the best option. Yes, you will have to make a build for everyone, for every lot that you can place, but having a custom one can create a little mess. Also, I like to create a shore with the sand in SimCity, because if you don't do this, you will have a grass, and when you will enter on your custom lot, you will have as I can say, you will have grass on the water, basically. It's not very important, but I'm a big maniac about this, so I prefer to have a shore. Also, the curve of the terrain here, which at this point get in the water, is smooth and not so much high. But if you have grass like this and then you have the water, the curve of the terrain here will be very huge, and I don't like it. Okay, back to the neighborhood. You can use the pre-built buildings like the one that we have here, and you can start placing it everywhere where it can be sit. But there is another problem here, because if you use this kind of lot, it's easy that they will mess up the terrain. Let me show you, for example, here. You can place it here, but when you do this, it will drop down the terrain that you can see here, and sometimes it's not a real rule, but often this will mess up completely the terrain by moving the vertex, and can happen that you will not able to place another buildings, for example here, because it screwed up the vertex of the terrain. So there are many aspects to consider when you do this. For example, I place it here, and as you can see, or maybe not, but anyway, it moved the road a little bit. Instead, but you will have to have a lot of time, because you can place all the lot that you want when they are empty, and so on this way it's hard that the lot changes the road and the vertex. Also, it's obviously building a home, in a place like this, it can be tricky and a little bit complex, obviously, because it's quite high, but can be interesting to deep down, get deep on the terrain and make a sort of bunker. It's depends on what you think to do. Basically, it's all about it. This is all. As you can see, I can place it here, for example, because I have the space. I can place it here because this one raised the terrain, but I can place it here just closer to the other building, because the terrain is already getting raised, and it's impossible for the game to fix it. But you can place it here, for example, and if nothing gets too wrong, everything will be fine. Which is a strange way to say it, but you have to bear with my English. So that's it. just as I said, keep in mind that having many family and many buildings that keep many NPC, I mean non-player characters, will take a lot of memories. I mean, every Sims have his memories. So when your Sims interact with other Sims, will create a new memory. So having a huge neighborhood with many Sims can create problems. A reason why Maxis made all the lots that they do, all the neighborhood that they make, quite simple. Indeed, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. I guess 7, 10 families is the maximum that you can have on a neighborhood, plus all the other services like restaurants and so on. I think maybe 20 is the maximum Sims that you can play with on a single neighborhood. Indeed, I think they made a special neighborhood with like nightlife, separated from, for example, this neighborhood because of this. So you have a neighborhood with all the NPC, which can be married if you want, and you can invite it to your house and marry him and make a new family. But in that case, the Sims get moved from a different neighborhood with his memory to your neighborhood, which have a completely different memories. I don't like to have 2, 3, 4 neighborhood. Indeed, often I made a neighborhood like this one, which I realized yesterday, that is too big. It's too big because you can see how many houses I can place it here and here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 buildings have already a series of NPCs, so probably they are too much. So here I have a beach, and here I will have more NPCs again. So I don't know how much the game can support all of these Sims with all of the memories, especially when you play for 3, 4, 5 months. For in a year, probably this neighborhood will be unplayable, in the meaning that you can even load it. Also because I want to place a restaurant here, but I guess I can, so I will make a new one again. Okay, I hope that I can be useful to someone, even if the game is very old, and also my English is barely understandable. Okay, have fun. If you have any question, just ask. I will place on the video description all the information. Have fun. Bye.